All right.
Alright, so we'll save that for later. We'll record it, man. Just put it in the circle. You're gonna have to edit the file at least some. I'm gonna save that. At least a few.
So identify yourself.
I am Drifter. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you for doing this.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
We were just talking about squirrels.
Driftwood.
Driftwood. And traumatic brain injury.
And driftwood.
How did we get onto the squirrels and the behavior change?
From Madonna, I believe.
Yeah.
That was quite a bit.
Yeah, you were talking about Madonna and then.
I was talking about a Secret Service friend of mine at 6'6". I don't dance to Madonna. Department. Never we were visiting these days.
Does a 6'6" Secret Service agent who dances to Madonna do it on a sloped roof?
That's where the squirrels came from.
Yeah, ask
That-
Melissa McCarthy. She was there.
Yeah.
She jumped right on top of him. So shots fired. Great.
Robert was saying that there was another shooter on the water tower.
I
That's
believe
a
him
real
over the
shot.
television for sure.
That was a real shot they took down, and I kind of looked into it, and it's a prevailing theory that
There are additional shooters.
there was an additional shooter on the.
I just saw today some flashes from the window behind the guy on the roof,
Uh-huh.
the Patsy. Oh, he wasn't his name wasn't Patsy. His name?
I believe his last name is Brooks.
Right. Brooks Patsy. It was actually a flash from the building.
Oh.
They shot.
Ah.
Somebody just released a footage of that. Flash in the window.
I bet he felt outshined.
They totally set it up.
Yeah, it was his shot. It was his gun. Got shoot your shot.
That's
So apparently he didn't get shots off.
Really? Yeah, I guess we could study the bullet fragments.
yeah.
Say, I'm
If
okay,
they could say something, that'd be great. So complicated.
get all the evidence.
Yeah, it was like 9/11. Did they ship
Yeah.
it to China and burn it?
Yeah. Well, they have to go too far.
Yeah, they bought up a lot of
I had
farmland.
Chinese food just the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
How
had
was it?
forever.
Communist.
It was actually, I couldn't believe how much meat they gave me, so I started to question the texture of the meat.
Yeah, it was definitely dogs and donkeys.
Yeah, something. And it was the texture wasn't that great, and then I put it in a stew I made, and then it actually broke it up nicer, and it was a lot better. It was I couldn't believe how much meat they gave me. It seemed like way too much meat for $14.
Yeah, Chinese food, they're always a big healthy Chinese food.
I cook it mostly.
Oh, you cook it?
Yeah, I'll just make my own versions with like ribeye. I'll chop it up. But I went down to South Austin the other day and took a little adventure with my friend Ben Williams. I dragged him down to South Austin.
You dragged it.
I did drag him down to South Austin inside the car. Let's not. Anyway, so we're down on our way down to South Austin to go meet up with these guys in a meat truck. Because on Instagram they're advertising that they got 20 ribeyes for $40. I did myself a little mathematics. That's
Yeah.
$2 a ribeye. That's a deal. So anyway, we go down there, and they have that opportunity. They hold open the cage, and they kind of keep it 3 feet away from me. And I kind of reached over, and they backed up a little bit. They didn't want me to touch it. I said, hold that up. And they held it up. It was like one of those illusions on the concrete. They painted on the concrete with chalk, and you walk up on it, it looks like you're going to fall in.
Right, right.
As soon as you started turning that steak, I realized it was thinner than paper plate. It was nuts.
Oh, they were thin.
They were thin. He goes, well, let me show you my variety case real quick. He started opening up and showed me these really interesting, like white, grayish hamburgers that were frozen. He goes, now listen, this is definitely not lab meat. That's what he led with. This is not lab meat. Yeah, that's what deductive reasoning led me to believe. So I
$2 a ribeye was a bargain. When you told me the other day, I'm like, I went and like, how could they?
too good to be true.
Too good to be
He doesn't
true.
want it to be lab meat, that's why I say it's not.
So he started with saying that this is not lab meat.
That's
Which
right.
means it is like.
That's right.
That's
Every
probably
time,
lab
just
meat.
like when a girl-
I've seen videos of it being created, Robert. It's crazy. It looks exact.
Well, they use cancerous cells to produce.
Awesome.
Those cancerous cells produce quicker.
I almost fed that to the entire hospital of my
Yeah.
Anyway.
Don't go to those trucks.
That was the first time we had Chinese food in maybe 10 years.
Where'd you go?
It was on a gas thing. I don't remember the name of it. It was just Chinese.
Will you have it again, or will it be another 9.5 years?
It's going to be a long time.
Okay.
I mean, it was still good.
But it was a lot.
It seemed like too much value to the future.
Yeah. That does make sense.
I haven't had Chinese food in probably 3 to 4 years.
3, 4 years?
No, but maybe 2 years.
You don't cook it on the daily. I can do an instruction for you. You don't need much.
I know. I just I eat very specific. That I've tried everything, different diet. I was a vegetarian for 6-7 months.
Really?
Yeah. But that it depends on where you are. I eat a lot of protein to build up.
You ever tried emu?
What is that?
Emu.
No, I've never tried.
I've never
Get
had that.
yourself some emu jerky. I'm
Is
just
it pretty
kidding.
good?
I'm just kidding.
We
We raised emu with the ranch I grew up going to, but we didn't eat them. We just had them for
They have
decoration.
Giant eggs.
They do. They're massive. We would collect their eggs that didn't hatch.
Yeah.
Just kind of tap them out, dry them out, and have them decoratively.
You didn't do it?
No,
Oh, wait.
yeah, it's easy to get in the chicken coop, but try getting in the emu coop. It's bad news bears.
Oh, yeah, because they're quite bigger.
Yeah, it's like stealing velociraptor eggs. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how the velociraptors used to be. Yeah, right.
And around here we had Archaeopteryx. You ever heard of that? Because I know you're from out of state.
What is
Archaeopteryx is a dinosaur that was discovered here in the 1990s. I believe it was 94. And not far from here. And it is the first evidence, and there's been much since, of a winged, feathered dinosaur. And so I don't think it was large. It was a very small animal. I think it was probably the size of a dog.
You're good with your word pronunciation. Can you say that again?
Archaeopteryx.
Archaeopteryx?
Yeah. Archaeopteryx.
Say that. How many syllables is
Thanks, five.
that?
I think
You teach, right?
Oh. I'm a ranger. I'm a ranger. And I'm a doctor.
Yeah.
I try to teach because I'm older now. I try to teach young folks. One time I was telling you a story about how I was teaching the younger guys something, and I think it probably came off like that. Yeah, I was basically anytime I see someone who's off, I don't hesitate to pull them aside and be like, "Hey, dude, I used to do that too. Check this out. Here's what to do. Here's what to do different." They usually respond pretty well since I got a good constructive attitude about it. So I guess I am kind of like a teacher in that sense.
No, you have that. You have that.
yourself in that first.
You have that.
Instead of saying,
Kind of when I hear you went on stage, how teacher is very enunciated. That's why I brought it up. The enunciation, pretty clear.
Absolutely. I grew up and studied under Brazilians. So St. Thomas Catholic High School is where I went. Attended Catholic University as well. I've studied theology. Yep. So through that, the study of language arts under Brazilians is pretty consistent.
Brazilian.
Brazilian. So,
Brazilian.
yeah, St. Basil.
Oh,
see
Saint.
how good it is?
Yeah, because I was like Brazilians.
Basil. Brazilians like all the money I'm gonna be making one day with this comedy shit.
So how long have you been doing comedy?
2 months.
2 months? You already counted your money?
No, I'm a fucking dreamer, dude. I think big. I'm already thinking about like steamer trunks from Louis Vuitton filled with the loafers, and just the finest of all delicacies, Turkish delight. It's gonna be sweet.
Robert's eyeballing a Ferrari 250 GTO.
It's $49 million.
Man of taste. I like
Yes.
it. 49.
Well, it starts from 49, and the
It was
best.
50.
There's actually one coming into auction. It's a 62. I could do with a 62.
62.
Anything in the low 60s I could do. That's one of those, the model year from 61 to 60.
All those cars, 60s.
What? Start with the make model.
So basically,
Ferrari.
So it's a 61, 250 GT California short wheelbase Ferrari. It's the baddest ass car. It's the sexiest car.
I
It's
think I know the
sexier
one
than-
you're talking about.
Sexier than 10 gorgeous cars.
You have your phone.
Very,
Check it out.
very rounded, real well. Yeah, I've got one. I think I
This
can
is it's the
imagine.
imagination.
Yeah.
Sometimes
No,
Yeah,
it's gorgeous. It's like
Does it
a lot
almost
of-
have a speed racer appeal to it?
Yeah. It's a
Yeah.
With some domed backseat,
Yes.
like behind your head.
Yes.
it's kind of like a speed racer with steroids.
Yeah. And then
But
didn't they like reintroduce that or a similar one in the last 5 to 10 years?
That's
Where
it.
it had been gone for a while, but all of a sudden they're going to do
the
it.
curves are back. Yes.
there's somebody that's doing actually doing that, yes, for a fraction of the price.
What was
So
the,
instead of 40 million, I think you're like $1 million.
what's the name of that?
It's still called the GT. They were able to
GT. Okay.
Ferraris,
Ferrari GT.
Yeah, they're paying Ferrari a bunch of money.
61.
But they've duplicated.
Do you have a favorite 60 vehicle?
There are so many, man. All of them. Exactly. This beautiful cars.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 70s. The oil prices kind of like just took everything away.
Yeah.
The designs fell apart, and then 80s, 90s, the Japanese come in, and then
That was tough.
the beauty was just taken over by science. And look at all these cars.
All the cars look the same.
They're not gorgeous.
No,
They're
they're,
not
fuel efficient.
Yeah.
They're aerodynamic.
feat of efficiency and production
Yes.
rather than.
Yeah,
But those Corvettes, man,
They're all
the
black.
red and white.
They're gorgeous.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
Corvette are
The new Corvette that's coming out next year. It's a super car. Yeah, it's like a super car.
Starting in the 80s, I would shift over from like Ferrari, probably to Porsche for a couple of different months. But for my 60s, I'd even go with American, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I really love the GTO Judge 69. If they have 69, it might not have been introduced to 70 or 71. But if they do, I just love it. It's got those cheesy decals on the side. I get it, base with confused orange with the black line on top. It's so clean. But for the 80s, though, you have to get a 911 turbo.
Of course.
Yeah, absolutely. And resto mod, have you seen the resto mods?
Yeah.
Kevin Hart almost killed himself. Yeah,
They could probably do
The-
that's right.
There's a company in California, Singer.
What's the phone book slipped out from
Yeah.
underneath the mask. Yeah, the singer? Oh, they retro mod?
Yeah. Actually, Porsche was suing them because they were making such good cars, and they were like, "Hey, you're making an entire car. You're just putting like Porsche's body on it."
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh," so I don't know what happened.
I just heard they Brendan Schaub got his hands on the couple, started making vlogs about it, and they didn't want the bad press, so they canceled the whole line.
Porsche.
No, I'm just kidding. It's a burn on Brendan Schaub. Sorry. He's an easy target. 6'8", I can still.
Porsche's just lazy design, but good cars.
Lazy design since they were purchased by VW.
They've always looked the same.
That's because a classic design can only be
Yeah.
reinvented over and over again. The 911 Turbo is a classic.
11 turbos, man. Oh my god. Widowmaker, they call it.
You know. People
Yeah.
don't know how to drive.
People don't know the engines were in the back, and it's
Rear wheel drive.
crazy going all over the place.
Like resto mod that is here.
But the '60s, gorgeous cars.
They were
Gorgeous, gorgeous cars.
trying to think if money wasn't an object, would I just go out? I think I'd get. Post Malone's got this Ford Velociraptor. He might just have the only one. I've never seen it.
No, there's a lot of Velociraptor.
There are Ford Raptors, but the Velociraptor
It's by Hennessy.
it's a Hennessy. It's a dually version. It might not.
So it might be a new one.
It may not be Hennessy, but it's a dually version that has like what it takes to do the Ford Raptor, which is essentially on kind of a something between it, a 150 and a 250 type of size chassis and frame and drivetrain and stuff. They kind of have to adjust it, so they did something different where they put the
The
Corvette in.
technology
Yeah.
is going. Now with the 3D printing, Robert.
Yeah,
That's the
something they engineered. It's wild, but Post Malone's got a 50 cal mounted on the back of his truck. We went out and shot email with the ranch. Wow, you should see those chops.
Emu.
They're
Speaking
dying
of
out.
speaking of cars, you have any offspring? Those cars are almost like offspring.
I do. I do. I got one kid over there. Well, yeah. I'm older than that. I'm on my glow up. People don't realize. Sometimes people see a picture of me 2 years ago and they're like, why do you look 15 years older?
What you doing last 2 years?
Changing my body. So, showed self-respect, started working out, watching what I eat, wake up with a daily purpose, set goals, have fun, live my life for myself, don't take shit from anybody, be kind to myself, be kind to other people as much as I possibly can, try to be generous and charitable, just overall living as much of a Christ-like life as I possibly can.
Hell yeah, brother.
Because only good stuff comes from that, including a much better physical investment. You know?
Hell yeah.
A lot of people are scared too. Like I lost 120 pounds. A lot of people are like scared about what their body might look like when they lose 120 pounds. They heard about like who's scared and things like that. I mean, it's there, but
But it goes away.
it sure as hell looks a hell of a lot better with
Yeah, it
120
goes away.
pounds or whatever that was.
Same here, 120 pounds.
Dude,
Yeah.
how'd
look
you
at
do
that.
it?
We're twins.
Here's my interview skills, Charlie Ray. How'd you do it, Solomon? How'd you do it?
During COVID, I was working at a gas station outside in New Jersey. They pump gas for you. So I was drinking a lot during COVID. Like when it hit, and then you just start drinking, 300 pounds, couldn't walk. I had a sciatica, so I limped when I was walking, and found Joe Rogan's podcast and started listening and started walking around the pumps at night because I was doing night shift. So at the pump, I was just walking and listening to the podcast, and then the doctors came, and then the athletes came, and then they're like, "Oh my God, there's like a way to go about it, disciplined way to." And Dr. Huberman, man, and from walking,
Is it an
got
author?
sober.
Is that an author or an in-person physician?
Dr. Andrew Huberman is a neuroscientist who does a podcast
I thought so.
and science-based, advices on how to keep yourself. Then from there, got sober, and from just walking. Once I got sober, then the changes really started happening. Once the alcohol was gone, then I was like, oh, it just got better and better, and now
Tell the
these are
audience.
32 pints.
Unreal. Those are 32.
Yeah.
Tell the audience about along the way how it felt when you bumped into people who hadn't seen you for quite a while.
Oh yeah, shocking.
They even recognize you?
No,
It's real.
it's real.
It's real. They won't. They won't.
Yeah.
Even when you start speaking with them and they recognize your voice, and then
Yeah.
it really trips them out.
Yeah.
They're almost bothered a little bit.
Yeah, the gas station I was working at, so I went back home, Robert, and I saw the guy who I was, he was working inside, I was working outside. I go in, and I'm like calling his name, and he turns around, and he was like shocked. He's like, for a moment, couldn't, yeah, they don't recognize me.
This is what reaching your goals and being a bad motherfucker looks like, kid.
Well,
Watch.
he's not done yet.
Watch.
You know,
He's
I got like
he's
this
turning-
fat left. But that's the skin
Oh, but he's
from
turning-
being
he's
fat.
turning
People,
himself
the
into
skin
a
from being
warrior.
fat.
Oh, really?
Selfish warrior.
A Celtic.
Yeah. I showed you a picture.
Oh yeah, it's on the phone. So I put a picture of before it was Poseidon's like an animated part like picture. It's like all right, this is the goal, and then now it's Zeus.
Okay.
So every time you look at it, it's going in, and it's kind of like the body shaping. Swim every day, work out every day.
You could be like the main Ananjali, I believe his name is. There's a Canadian actor who started seeing some success in major motion pictures or something or other. He's got some big deals. And he kind of went from being a pretty regular framed guy to being ripped. Get you on that TRT. I know a guy.
No, I'm fine
I know
without
a guy.
TRT. I'm doing pretty good
You
now.
want some DMT?
No,
No.
no.
Tell us some WAP.
No. But how did you lose all that 120 pounds?
The reality is, it's intermittent fasting, which is
Right.
self-discipline, self-respect. Intermittent fasting for me was a game. I decided to wake up tomorrow morning and see how long I can last without comfortable eating. I created my gap at the beginning of the day because I never was a breakfast person anymore.
Right.
So black coffee's enough for me. And you just stretch it 1 hour at a time. Before you know it, you make it through your entire workday. And then it's time to eat. By that point, you got time to eat one meal. You're on a roll, so you tend to eat healthier. Your stomach organ has shrunk, so you tend to eat less volume. Plus, it's lower calorie food, and you're skipping the snacks. You're feeling good about the progress you're making. And you just let momentum build, right? It's just like you feel, you know, good things are happening. It's the decisions you're making.
Yes.
Just stop yourself from eating road blows and grab taco away instead. It's simple choices. But you have to be patient. You can't want everything now. You have to think about, I'm doing this now for me 3 years from now. The reality is it'll come in a year and a half.
Year and a half. Yeah.
Pace yourself.
Yeah, and once I cut alcohol out, man, that was when I was like looking at the results. Because alcohol, I drank so much. I ran a bar downtown Manhattan, and I was the alcoholic who needed a drink to operate. Man, it was that bad. And yeah, like you were saying, once you start seeing results, and you're like, oh, okay, so I don't need to be carrying these things with me. I just leave them behind and keep moving on. And staying in the present moment has helped me so much because like your brain starts going back into like recalling all those like drunken memories or like your failures and all that. So to keep it quiet, I just like come in the present moment, listen to the birds, hear the sound, and just all the attention's here. So the more I'm like here, the happier I am. So that has kind of helped me throughout the journey too. Like,
When you're thinking about scoring some alcohol or something,
yeah,
it's so contradictory to being present in the moment because you're wishing for a future self that doesn't exist yet, that is in the process of ingesting alcohol rather than enjoying the birds, the weather. Another factor here that being present in the moment that I wanted to ask Bob about, he seems like he has a tremendous amount.
he's Mr. Gravity.
Well, check this out. Here's the word that I was going to use as a commentary in the podcast.
No, it's
Bob,
hey,
Bob, where did you find your locus of self-control? Where did you like develop what I would observe from an outside perspective to be a person who's like so thoughtful about self that you have self-control and self-discipline? For example, you choose not to engage in certain things, but it's for a purpose. Like how do you go about finding self-control? Some people really struggle with it. Yeah.
Well, because I see the results in other people. So it's like great attitude. like to see what's happening.
Their bodies change. That's one thing you can do.
Everything.
If you're here for 6 months, oh really? That's not obvious for me.
Well, it is to me.
Yeah, you got to be there to flatten it all.
Yeah, it's not a lot of failures. So back of failures. Yeah, I don't mind new failures.
Yeah, not the
But I
one
don't want to repeat old failures.
or do any that you clearly use.
Yeah, so I'm all game for new failures.
People are so scared to fail forward right there. You can see it in their comedy too. You can see it in mine before I made it kind of a mental switch at some point where I decided that. So I'm driving myself downtown, spending my time, not getting paid to do something, and then I'm going up there, and I am choosing through free will to be uncomfortable. Or I could do all those things, drive down there, spend the gas. You have to plan a set. Go up there and choose to eat.
We died. Who's going to sustain it?
Everyone has a certain level of anxiety on stage. I know what you're saying, and I'm not going to sit here and say that it doesn't exist. However, there is a crippling level of anxiety. It's not like there's a point of diminishing returns with anxiety where it goes from being your friend to being your partner. And it's like a bad switch in my opinion. For me, it's not the walking into, like I'll be anxious ahead of time because I'm not certain who might be there or what, and the what if. But once I'm present in the moment and I can see my surroundings and stuff, I have control with my eyes to see what's going on. Therefore, I can like de-escalate my anxiety.
Even though there may be an audience on that performance,
So do you get nervous about performing for yourself, Bob? Good.
but
If you did, we should get Dr. What's his name? Yeah.
however, I still get nervous,
Yeah.
and it's a healthy nervous. So,
That is necessary too.
Is it exciting?
It's
yeah,
excitement.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's exciting.
Exciting.
Well, excitement and nervousness kind of like goes like hand in hand.
Yeah, one's paired with irrational
Yeah.
fear,
Yeah.
and one is an optimistic anticipation of what will come. Yeah. I'm so stoked about Love Bob. Can I
Yeah, it's okay.
share a frame of reference? Like I got to go to Love Bob number 3, 3. um, 3 days, not even 2 days after I had been through like a really traumatic event by roadside assistance. And so when I got to go into that gorgeous setting with the people that you would very clearly like cherry pick based on their abilities and their personalities too, because everyone was just cool as shit. Everybody who got on stage, everybody who was in the back planning, bar, just everything. So gorgeous. It was like heaven. I'd never, when like if they get all dramatic on JRE and they talk about how great the mothership was going to be when they were like planning and stuff, and then they did it again once it manifests. Gonna harp on it, but it was that type of feeling where it's just like what it could be, what you could make live, exciting.
It's the
comedy.
vibe, yes.
The vibe's so good.
The green room, so good.
It absolutely.
Coming back in September.
September, it's going to get bigger and better, and we have a full course of food.
All right.
Excellent. Love the wind my colleagues to it. Yes.
All the
I know a beat
You see that rheumatic walk? She's wearing running shoes. How can she move it like that with running shoes? You see, it's almost it's deliberate, isn't it?
He probably knows a neat guy too.
It's God's art work.
I I sat in the middle of 6th Street the other night on the Comic Con at about 1:20 in the morning and just watched hundreds of people passing by. Just like that.
We're just admiring God's work. It's God's artwork. It's not in a frame. It's
No
moving.
hands. You want some water?
It's moving.
You want some water?
Coral and gambling. I think I'm still working on my drink here.
I don't know. You have some?
Yeah.
Robert, you drove your tactical unit.
Yes.
It's taken your breath away too. I can't hear you.
Here, pour me a little bit of.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't. The wind is gonna take your breath away today too. So
I got excited there for a second. You said the technical things. Yeah. That's good.
That's good. That's good.
tactical unit.
Hell. Sometimes I use it for strategic.
Strategically. Yes, sir.
Sometimes I team up with others and go on a co-op. Sometimes they'll take the lane, sometimes they'll take the train.
Yeah, Robert's on a hunt for that.
I'm not hunting. As they come into my space.
Bob's good at sending, like, emanating the aura of the Sigma so that anyone, and then he just,
Sigma?
Yeah, he's just present he's present in the moment. Like you were describing, that presence of mind and stuff.
What's Sigma?
Sigma's more powerful.
Sigma is a more powerful than an alpha.
Yes, we possess traits that the alphas do as well. I don't know. My grandpa told me once, he said, Grifter, see that hill up there? That old bull and that young bull right next to each other? Yeah. So, well, that old bull, sick. Young bull, alpha. Young bull says, let's run down that hill and fuck us one of them cows. Right? Old bull says, son, let's walk down there and fuck them.
Or
Sick.
they're on top of the hill. You don't even need to walk down because they're sand is moving down the hill.
See, Sigma just walks up the hill.
Yeah.
Actually, if the young alpha runs down there, females are going to run up where that signal.
To protect, to
They're
get.
going to be running away.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, oh, this wild kid is wrong.
I mean, it'll work for a few of them. The premium ones will back up to the signal.
The ones who are fit.
They're like
Let's
they
take
have
care of
gravity
themselves.
to them.
Right, and that can actually balance the relationship.
You seen the big girls who can dance real good? Just go flying through the air like fucking Ken on Street Fighter, doing like kicks and shit. It's
Yeah,
wild.
the Lizzos, right?
Well, yeah, they dance for her. There were some of them. They're
All she
unbelievably
wanted,
acrobatic.
all
Like, they could
she
take on
wanted
Simone
that
Biles.
woman to do was eat a banana. How
Yeah.
crazy is that? And it ruined her life.
Dude, lots of rock stars have asked me to eat a banana with no teeth. Yep.
Just eat the banana.
They believed me. Bro.
Yeah, they
Don't
did.
censor me, whore.
God censors you. So that Sigma is the bull that's on top of the hill. It's like, all right, calm down.
Yeah, it's
He
weird.
oversees everything, and then he knows when to step in.
Okay.
Let the alpha do all the work. The Sigma knows whether it's time to join him or not,
There's a little like lion to it.
or take him out.
Lion's a good example, I think, in the wild. The lioness do quite a bit for him. I don't like how humans like a pimp is not a sick.
No.
A pimp is a misguided, broken alpha, maybe, or just a very aggressive beta. But lion's pride is different. There's like mutual respect. The lioness will gang up on. He's doing something. There are rules. There are rules in the land. You know what the first one is? What? I am awake on my way.
Rule number 1.
You need the Looney Tunes stuff coming behind you. Thanks. What time do you guys run?
What time is it?
You just,
Whenever you want to stop.
Yeah, what time is it, by the
I
way?
don't know. It's got a-
Touch your phone.
Smoke a cigarette. I can keep going.
Just smoke a cigarette. The
Seven-
wind's blowing
7:30.
this way, so it won't bother me.
We can switch positions. We can flip it up. I
Or
appreciate
let
you.
me see what time it is.
I think we got a pretty good one.
I'm telling you, I think we got a zinger.
Yeah, we have 36 minutes.
Oh, yeah, dude.
If you all wanna,
I think we got a lot of good for it.
yeah. Well, thank you, kind sir. It was great pleasure. We had fun.
Sorry
Good
to be so
conversation. With the yes.
That was bad. We could cut the volume after that and shorten it.
That would be the
The Looney Tunes music literally
the
like
picture of it.
Oh, and that's ending on a high note.
All right.
That's perfect, actually. I think it would be better.
Looney Tunes.